a video on how to sew on a neckband onto your top. Here I've got a size 12-month top from a pair of Dactyl Jaden Jammies. The measurement for the neckband is in the pattern, but sometimes you make slight alterations, or you cut a little funky, or you just don't have the pattern handy, so you need to figure out how to do it on your own. So a general rule of thumb is that the neckband measurement is going to be 80% of the neck hole length. So what I do is I take my center of my front and my back of my bodice, and I just clip it so that I've got a nice straight piece, and then I hold that up to my measuring tape without stretching it, and I've got 7 inches, so double that is 14 inches. So if you do the math, 80% of 14 inches is 11.2, and I'm going to add half an inch for my seam allowance, so that puts me at 11.7. So I'm going to cut my neckband at 11 3/4. I'm just going to round it up to the nearest quarter of an inch to make it easier. And the pattern says to cut it, the strip, 1 3/4 by your 80%. So I'm going to cut 1 3/4 wide by 11 3/4 inches long. And I have actually already cut it for speed, and it's here in my press. So what I like to do is actually fold it wrong sides together down the center, and give it a quick little press so that I have a nice crease mark for assembly. So I'm going to take my neckband now, and I am going to fold it on the long edge, right sides together. So you're going to match up your short edges, and then I am going to serge them. Grab my scissors, and snip. Go. I'm going to fold that together, so your seams are going to be encased inside the neckband, and I'm going to clip it. And because I pressed it, it sort of folds in half very nicely. So I've got a clip at my center back where my seam is. So I'm going to add a clip at my center front, and I'm just doing that by holding it and figuring out where the opposite end is. And then I'm going to match them up in the center, and I'm going to put a clip in to each side. So now I have the neckband sectioned off into quarters, and just fix that. Alright, and then put them aside. So back to my shirt. So here's my center front, and I can actually cheat, and I know it's center front because I can see where my pen mark stopped from when I traced my bodice. And the same for my back. And then if you match those up, you can find your sides. And mark your quarters on them as well. That needs to be just right beside the shoulder seam. So now I have quarters on my neckband and quarters my shirt. So it's going to be right sides together, but the neckband is going, or the shirt is going to be on the outside, and the neckband is going to be on the inside. So I'm going to just match up my quarter marks and clip the neckband to the shirt. Give it a little bit of a stretch. It should stretch the same amount in between the four quarters. You can stretch out your neck, and it's easier for me to stretch it when the neckband is on the inside, which is why I do that. I'm able to stretch my neckband to meet the shirt without actually stretching out the shirt. I have a hard time doing stretching without stretching the shirt if the neckband is on the outside. So you don't have to place all these extra clips. I usually don't, but it does help for keeping things stretched evenly. So now you're going to take it and you're going to put it in your serger, and as you can see, my shirt is on the bottom, my neckband is on the top, and the hole is to the left of my needle, the neck hole, and you can just sort of keep that fabric out of the way as you sew. Put a few starting stitches in, which holds it together and allows you to make adjustments without the project slipping up underneath your foot. And hold the neckband out of the way with your pinky. I'm using my knife as a guide. I'm not actually trimming off any fabric, or if I am, it's a very, very minuscule amount. I'm just, so that will give me a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm just removing the clips and giving the neckband a little bit of a tug without stretching the shirt at all as I sew. And so here's the back seams. I want to pull the serger tails out because I want my knife to cut them off. And now we're back where we started. I'm going to cut off the serger tails, and I'm going to continue overlapping my serging for an inch or so. And then there you go. And so you can take these tails, thread them onto a yarn needle, and thread them back through. I cheat, and I usually put a little dab of fray check along where it's doubled up, and then I